So here's the finished upper torso. As discussed in the last episode, we did the sensor lights on the missile pods here. We have a front headlight and the classic sisterhood feature on the top, which is the grill tile. So again, I didn't build this with lighting in mind, so the innards are not as elegant as on Metatron, where it's really custom built to be opened and closed. But I did manage to find enough room on the inside after some tweaking to fit a flat battery pack and a connector board and the lights. So let's see if I can show you how that looks without completely breaking it. So basically I just will pull this off here. There we go. Oh, broke it slightly. Let's try this side. There we go. So what I've done here is just made something that used to be just a design feature, actually the lid. And I'll show you this first of all, because this was really weird. But basically what I had to do here was a combination of dark trans plates and then a red trans plates. Let's pull this off here. And then finally the red grill tile. And why I did that is to basically tone down the lighting and to darken it a bit by the time it reaches the top. So that's a strategy you may want to try if you don't want something looking super bright, or if you don't want something that's very obviously LEDs just poking through your final design there. So that was the top. And inside here, you're going to start to see the guts basically. So we've got the flat pack there, which is visible, and a bunch of wires, and I've tucked in the connector board down below. And I did show you how to wire through something like this on the last episode, where I used a bracket that had a hole into the radar dish, which has a hole, onto the Technic plate, which has a hole, and then all I did on the snot inside the torso is instead of bricks with two plates sandwiched in between to get that snot profile, I just used like a 1x2 plate instead of a 1x4 to leave a little through hole there. So that's really how I did this. So again, that's kind of what it looks like there. And on the front, I went a little bit heretical. So this is something I do very often, where if I want a little light, I'll just use one of these 1x1 round plates with an open stud. And then that gives me room to put like a trans plate with a trans tile on top of it there. And that's all good. But what you'll find is once I put this on a plate like this, which is actually what I have up here in front, you will get a little bit of, lift. Like, let's see here if you can see that, like a millimeter of lift. And it's usually askew like that. It's not straight, so that kind of drives me crazy. So yes, I took this and made myself a nice little hole on the side of this plate, because I am not a Lego Puritan, and really I just carved in like a 1 millimeter hole there. It's not necessary. I mean, really, who would notice this other than crazy people like me? But I wanted it to sit completely flat, so that was just a little trick I used up front. And then really just had this light coming all the way through, this light coming all the way through, and these lights coming through again to that connector board and battery pack. So that was really it. So the front of the upper torso rather is done. Now I need to decide what I'm going to do with the lower torso and legs, if I'm going to redesign it or not. If I'm going to use two battery packs or not, so that I can actually disconnect them without having a wire dangling in between. So that will be my next episode, but I've actually run out of lights, so that may be a little while in the future. So in the meantime, maybe I'll redesign these legs and see if I can apply some of my newer techniques instead of this kind of Frankenstein show I did here. All right, thanks for watching. I'll talk to you next time.